Hey guys, I know it's been a little bit since we've given you an update, but we thought we'd get together and update our little RV Exodus channel. A couple things have happened since we talked, and one of them would be that we sold the Starcraft Autumn Ridge. It was great because we did break even on it after a couple years of use and the upgrades that we did. We feel that what we did lose, we gained in being able to stay in it, so that was great. We ordered the KZ3911 TK. What does all that mean? Well, to me, not a lot, other than we got exactly what I wanted, or pretty much. Kirk did quite a bit of research. You gonna laugh at me? Kirk did a lot of research and we dialed it down to that one. There was a couple things that we did want to change on it, and one being the generator. We didn't want it to come with a generator because we have some plans for a smaller generator in the unit. You want to say anything on that?
You've already blown past everything. Just so everybody knows, I can't be terse. so
he talks too much. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
So we did end up getting a smaller generator, but we'll talk about that in some of the upgrades that we've done in downgrading. We got the back patio kit, and that includes the railing, and it also has an awning over it, and that's going to be something that we'll utilize quite a bit, having a little one and being able to keep her in check. We didn't really care about having the central vac, but it was just easier to have it come with. The reason we didn't want it was because there's not a lot of areas throughout the RV that you can just plug in the hose. It actually is centrally located and you have one big long hose, but you know, we'll suck it up and deal with that one. Haha, pun intended. The other thing was the
convention
microwave. Yeah, I was okay with just having a regular microwave, but this one is coming with, and so now we've got to learn how to use it, and hopefully it is a benefit to having it. Other than that, we're waiting for it to come off the assembly line still, because we had a couple little tweaks in it, in the decor and stuff. It takes a little bit longer, so we're still thinking it's about 2 weeks out before it even heads our way. And so we're in that little limbo stage. But in the meantime, the husband has had fun, I think, shopping and getting us all upgraded and ready to go. Part of those upgrades were we sold the Dodge 2500 and we invested in the 3500 diesel. It is dually and
Ariston transmission.
There you go.
410 axle ratio.
There you go. It will be able to pull anything and everything we get, so it's going to be perfect for us. The other thing is we needed to have the bed liner removed, and we had the sprayed in bed liner put in, and then we had to choose what hitch would be right for a short bed truck. And Kirk did a lot of research on that, and we ended up getting
BMW Companion non-sliding hitch. 25,000 pound weight capacity.
And we decided that he wasn't going to put it in because I didn't want to change out.
I put the hitch in.
Yeah,
I assembled the hitch, torqued the bolts, put it all in. What we didn't do ourselves is the factory puck system from Dodge. About $600, $400 if I were to do that myself, but it requires drilling 4 or 5 holes in the truck bed, and if you're off 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, it could really turn into a sloppy job. So we figured the cost of making a mistake on that outweighed, well, the cost of having the dealer do it outweighed the cost of making a mistake. So
yeah.
Dealer charges about $1,000 to do it.
And it's very professional, really great looking, and was all ready to go, so that when we did receive the hitch that came in 2 parts because it is that heavy, he was able to get it in the back there and get it all assembled, and we're all ready to tow.
Yeah, the Companion, the BMW Companion is designed for the Dodge puck system, so it drops in place. There's some, I guess, locking cams, or lack of a better term, that you rotate into place, and then it's locked in. So it becomes real easy to remove it, have a clean bed once it's out. and be able to throw it back in. The thing itself is still pretty heavy, but it's a lot lighter than an auto sliding hitch which we were originally looking at. But so that being said, it's not a sliding hitch, and we've got a short bed truck.
So the next thing that we're looking at is possibly getting the Reese Sidewinder, which is essentially a hitch that it rotates around the kingpin. Is that correct?
So normally your kingpin slides into your hitch, your fifth wheel hitch in the truck, and that rotates. So if you go around a turn and the truck turns, that pin rotates in your truck bed, right, where it's slid into the hitch. What the Reese Sidewinder does is it moves that all the way back, where that whole pin assembly, that arm that comes off the fifth wheel trailer, that's bolted to the trailer itself. That's called a pin box, where it's bolted.
I think there's only one company that's making it right now.
Reese is the only one that makes that type of hitch pin, which rotates all the way back to that pin box there. So you would have to see it in motion, and feel free to Google Reese Sidewinder. It's amazing in the videos, but instead of rotating all the way up front, it rotates more towards the back. So
it's rotating more underneath the fifth wheel itself than in the back of the truck.
Yeah, underneath, further back in the trailer, which keeps the trailer from swinging into your
It'll
cab.
be a lot easier to do the parking and all that kind of stuff, but we're going to start out with what we've already ordered and do a little bit more research, measuring, and talking to the manufacturer and seeing if the Reese Sidewinder is something that would benefit us in the long run. So we also, anything to add to that?
Well, I think the big thing is it's really easy to go out and kind of theoretically buy a bunch of stuff, and I'm definitely guilty of that. Yeah, and I'm guilty of that. But then sometimes you realize you don't need something, or things don't work out quite the way you wanted. The first thing is making sure that the companion hitch that we got, that we can mount, or that we can hitch the trailer, that we can adjust it to the point where everything rides level. If everything looks good there, then at that point we'll look at moving to the Sidewinder, which will help our turn radius. We may realize that we don't even need it. Chances are we will. Chances are, as we get into about a 70-degree turn or so, that we'll be getting exceptionally close to the cab of the truck. And at that point, it'll be a no-brainer to use something like the Reese. However, if our current setup if the companion hitch isn't working, we're going to have to cut our losses with that and go with like a pull right, or another auto sliding hitch.
So further updates on that as we get the trailer. Hopefully everything is compatible and we could just drive away. So other things that we are working on updating before or getting set up prior to receiving the RV would be the batteries, which Kirk's going to keep it short because he's going to do other videos on that.
I could talk for hours.
Cut it short.
About batteries. So we wanted lithium, and there was one company I was looking at, which is Stark Power. They make a drop-in-place lithium pack. I had actually purchased two of these batteries. They look like your conventional deep cycle battery, but they're lithium on the inside. They have a built-in battery management system, but the only thing that you see are a plus and minus terminal, and that's it.
I already said too much.
No, I didn't say too much. I said a lot of other words, but I never said too much. What I realized is that if I wanted to scale that out to 400 amp hours at 24 volts, it was going to cost me a lot more money. So I like the Stark Power batteries, but I ended up going with Calb 3.2 volt, 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate cells.
And he's going to do a whole
32
video
of those.
on those.
I got 32 of those, which the equivalent at 12 volt would be 800 amp hours of lithium. At 24 volt, that's 400 amp hours. We are going to get, I'm being nudged, but this is a big deal. I mean, this is huge, right?
You're going to do a whole video on it, right?
Yeah, we are going to be able to get the equivalent, it's close to the equivalent usable of like 16 14, 16 lead acid batteries, based on how far you can charge down lead acid.
So we're going to have a lot of battery storage.
We're going to have a ton of battery storage.
Okay, so then you got the Victron.
My audience is technical. They're intelligent.
So they're going to come back and watch the next video.
They're going to want to hear all the detail.
So tell about the Victron.
They want to learn. The Victron, I think we've mentioned in a couple of videos, but basically, and to keep it succinct,
No, I'm
the
listening.
Victron is an inverter charger, and it's what a lot of the industry is starting to call hybrid, which basically means that let's say you're hooked up to shore power, but that shore power is only 10 amps. It'll use all 10 amps, but let's say your load, you turn on an air conditioner or something like that, your load requires 20 amps. Well, normally you'd blow that circuit, right? And if you're parked in someone's driveway, you're gonna have to go ask them to flip their breaker or something. The Victron will actually take battery power to supplement the shore power. So it's a great and versatile inverter charger. It can leverage power from solar, from batteries, from generator, from shore.
So we can run a hairdryer without popping any breakers.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
No, we'll be able to run. I mean,
We're gonna definitely be set. One thing that we haven't got yet is we haven't gotten the solar panels, and that's something that we'll do hopefully once we get the RV and see what kind of space we have on top and
Real estate.
what we're gonna actually need.
On top. Real estate
Correct.
on top.
Real estate on top.
Yeah.
And then what about the Honda generator? The downgrade, and we got rid
So
of.
we didn't want the Onan. The Onan guzzles gas, and it could artificially build a reliance on running the generator while boondocking. If you've got a 5,500 amp, 5,500 watt generator that can run everything in your trailer, why do solar? Why do anything? Just pour gas into it and run.
Although it is a simplifying your life kind of style, it's also not the style that we want to go. We definitely want to be more dependent on solar. So that was kind of an overkill for what we were going to need. So we decided that we would get a Honda generator.
Yeah, we get Honda EU 2000i.
So it should be able to theoretically run one
Well,
AC
getting
unit at a
getting
time.
back to the Victron, so the Honda EU 2000i couldn't run very well. In some cases it will, but it can't run an AC unit by itself. Generally speaking, some it can, but usually not.
And we have 3 air conditioners.
Right. So this is where the hybrid mode comes in with the Victron, where it sees, hey, I can get whatever it is, let's say 12 amps, 14 amps from the generator. Somebody just flipped on an air conditioner. I need 20 amps to start it. Well, it'll start pulling that extra power from the batteries. Once that air conditioner is up and running, and it's kind of running at more of a constant rate, and that energy requirement drops below what the Honda is putting out, then the Honda will start to recharge those batteries for whatever was used to kick up the air conditioner. So it really works out great. The Honda is a lot more fuel efficient. It's a lot lighter.
And
it's a lot quieter.
we're hoping to actually plumb it in as well, so it'll draw from the fuel tanks that are in the fifth wheel. So
Too much detail.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the KZ Venom 3911 has 2 fuel tanks on it. One is dedicated to the generator, which we didn't order, but it still comes prepped for a generator, so it's got the fuel lines and electrical power right up into the bay there. So we're hoping you can get some aftermarket kits to run the Honda from an external fuel tank. So we're hoping it'll create enough vacuum to draw in some fuel from that fuel tank. The second fuel tank we'll actually use for diesel gas, so that we have sort of an emergency store of diesel.
For those long road trips that we plan in a year.
Or we just don't want to pull into a gas station, You pull in the gas station half as often.
Yeah.
So that's good when you're pulling a 40 plus foot fifth wheel. Right?
Yep. Okay, so other things that we've done to get ready is we purchased small stackable washer and dryers, and they are currently in our garage, and we are testing them out and using them, and they work just as well as the ones that we have had for our home use. And so we're getting ready to disconnect our big ones and sell those, so we don't have to do it at the last minute, and we'll be using the little ones until we get the trailer and can get them in there.
Until we're living in the trailer, really,
Yeah.
right? We want the washer
So
and
that's-
dryer wherever we are.
Yeah, so that's kind of our way of making another step to downsizing, is we can sell some of the things that we have. Since we get the RV, I'm looking forward to being able to start putting some things in it so I know what's left, what I need to sell. We're still going through tons of cabinets. The downsizing process is a huge thing to do. I think this interim between getting the RV and still living in a home is probably, to me, harder than actually getting rid of things, because you feel like you're in between. But I think we're making all the necessary steps to going forward. Now we're just kind of in limbo waiting for our new home to arrive.
Yes. Yeah, so that was kind of a big one. If we were to truly special order the 3911, it was going to take 6 to 8 weeks. Our dealer spoke with his rep, and they have, I guess they build some that they just, you know, ship out to dealers across the country that aren't, you know, dedicated to a specific customer. So they were able to intercept one that was close enough to what we were looking for that they could make some last minute changes to it. We're supposed to get it before Christmas, but it's been looking a little
That gives us, what, 2 weeks?
a little meek. Yeah, something like that.
2 weeks. So we're still moving forward, a little slower, but in the meantime, we're able to get some of the things that we're going to need when it does get here. So that makes it a little bit easier. So we're kind of shooting for March-ish to hopefully be full time.
Yeah.
And then we get to start the process of selling our house. I'm looking to hopefully be in it more like January, so we can kind of split the difference there. But that's really our update for getting the RV and making the next step.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look back on the last 3 or 4 months, for those that came across our videos and were interested in our journey, may seem like we gave up on our journey, and we didn't. We've just been both really busy with work, and what little time we've had, we've been pumping that into making as much forward progress as possible. These videos do take a little bit of time, and they don't always go right the first 1 or 2 takes. So, but in summary, I mean, we got our new truck, which we required, right? Because the old 2500 Power Wagon only had a 10,000 pound tow capacity. So we got the new truck. Been really happy with the new truck. I mean, it's not the 4-wheel drive off-road looking thing that it's 4-wheel drive.
It's a great truck.
But it's not the you know 4x4 jacked up looking truck that the wife likes. But it's an awesome truck, I think. We sold the other trailer. That was a big, huge step forward, is to get rid of our other trailer. We just, you know, we still owed some money on that, so we couldn't make too many moves. We didn't want to make any moves until we sold that. So, you know, then once we had that sold, we got our sprayed-in bed liner.
Yep.
We got our puck system installed. We got our hitch.
We got the batteries all lined up. You've been working
I've
on
ordered all
topping
the batteries.
and draining them.
Yeah, and all the wiring and equipment and stuff like that you need to go with it. And back to the solar panels. You know, we made a quick decision that you know, the solar panels will be great, and we definitely will get them. I have 400 watts of flexible panels that we can use intermittently or temporarily. But we felt like the little Honda generator would be a quick means to an end. We could hit the road without solar panels, but I don't think we could hit the road without a generator. There are times when the solar panels just aren't putting out enough, and we need power. If we're in a boondocking situation, we need a way to provide some energy, and the small, I'm being kicked again, small little Honda's the way to go on that.
So that was a recap.
Yeah, that was my recap, and all the things that you left out because
Okay.
you thought you could do better. And downsizing. I mean, we got rid of so much stuff over the last few days, right? I mean,
Yeah.
or few months. or a couple months, I think.
Yeah,
Is when
I
we
just
really
went through my
started.
art studio and got rid of quite a bit, and I still have quite a bit more. We just went through the garage, got through a lot. We have a pile of stuff that's ready to possibly be put into the RV, so we need to get that into the RV so we can see what we have left. And just little by little, taking a room at a time. It's a big endeavor to downsize.
So next steps, really getting the trailer right, and once we get the trailer, then what do we have to do? Obviously, all the electrical changes that I want to do to it with the lithium and the generator being plumbed in and
Work on my art studio and work
Victron.
on your office.
Yeah, then we need to get the washer and dryer installed. I'm gonna take out the dresser in the bedroom, and put it, basically turn it into a desk or put in a desk that I can work from. And then the wife needs, a lot of storage in the garage and the toy hauler area.
Those are a big project, so that's kind of
Yeah.
the next big step. But the first thing we need to do is get the RV here and then be able to do measurements and see what exactly is going to fit and work.
Right. Now, if we can get it before the holiday, stop working on the 16th or something like that, and then all but 1 or 2 days
We're going on a
to
trip.
the end of the year. If we have the trailer by then. If not, we're just, I don't know, we're just going to drive somewhere and come back.
That
Go
sounds good.
But no, we if we can go out up to like the White Tanks or Lake Pleasant or something like that for a couple of weeks.
We'll do a little short trip, an
Yeah.
hour away kind of thing, just to get the feel of the trailer.
And to work on it, right? And we have a ton of work that we want to do. So, and that work could very well, for what little weekends we have every month, that work could take months and months and months, which doesn't include also taking care of the house and cleaning it and getting it ready for sale. So, if we're not careful, we could spend the next year and a half trying to do all those things. So I think it's really, really important that we take advantage of that time that we have to get the necessary things done.
Okay, you're done.
I'm done?
Yep.
Okay. Keep an ear out. See, I'm not done. Keep an ear out for some more videos. As Jennifer said, I will be going through and doing like a full kind of technical series of videos on RV, lithium, and solar power. Going to look at everything from the inverters and the chargers to building your own battery packs, not buying pre-assembled, but buying just the raw cells. It's the cheapest way to go, and building your own lithium battery packs in a safe and protected way. How to get that wired in to your inverter and your charger, how to incorporate solar into that, how to incorporate a generator into that.
And he's going to do a video on the setup of my office, because there's plenty of you who probably want to set up your own. You who want to do your
Isn't
own
that a
office.
chocolate drink?
Anyway, that'd be it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great video series. Is just looking at what we do to that garage area.
You're still talking.
Hey, you mentioned it. So now think about this. There's so many people out there that are full-timing that need or would like to have an office space, and too often you see people build in a little desk where there was a dinette or something, and we have, like, other than having way too large of a trailer, because it's huge, we have like the best setup. We've got a blank garage that we can do what we want with. And so what we're going to see is not an IT guy get a nice big office in the back of the RV, but we're going to
have a studio.
We're going to have an art studio back there. And so for husband and wives that are considering getting a toy hauler so that they can turn the back of the toy hauler into an office area or into some sort of craft room or something like that, or art room, keep an eye out for that series. It's probably a couple months out, but keep an eye out for that, because we're going to completely renovate that garage and turn it into something that you'll be comfortable in. The fact that we have a patio off the back of that, it's going to be a really, really nice space for her, and for our daughter to hang out, and for her to be able to continue to do her work, and bring in money that you're able to bring in. it's just going to be awesome. And so
long-term goal is to be able to travel and teach. So I need to have a workspace, especially it's nice because it has a door and we can keep the little one out when I'm not in there. So in the big picture, I get the big office, he gets the cabinet in the bedroom for his office, and everybody's happy.
Christina knows how to open a door.
That's true. That's true.
So
all right,
that's it. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, remarks, leave them in the comments below. And you know, please subscribe, keep up with us, see what we're doing, see if we're complete morons, or if we actually got something going on here. So subscribe, like, share, do all those wonderful things that help us out at the end of the day, to keep us creating new videos and being able to move forward with our journey. Yep, that's it.
All right.
Bye.
Peace out, guys.
Hey, by the way, we forgot to include the fact that we finished the edging around the pond. My father-in-law was down here about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and he helped. Actually, pretty much did it. Get all the edging in place. So that was one other item off our checklist. Enjoy.